Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, make sure that you check out my other recaps that I do on my channel, like Love and Hip Hop, which is coming up tomorrow, as well as this one right now. Those are the only two because Empire has finished. It's the season finale. Well, the winter finale, I think. I think it comes back in March, if I remember correctly. So we got a little while to wait. Alright, so this one's called Model Behavior, you guys. So Porsha, she goes over to Phaedras' house. She's doing a little bit of babysitting duties. She's trying to see how it is to really be a mama. And she realizes that it's a little bit harder than she kind of envisioned in her head, because I think she thought that it would be easy, especially if she wanted to try to do it on her own, which now she's seeing that it might not be. So Sharee's son, Kairo, he now wants to be a model. He wants to get into the whole modeling thing, and she's determined to be his momager. She gets him a portfolio done. Bob had walked in when he was doing like his photo shoot for his portfolio, and he was just being hilarious. Like, why is my son naked? Like, what's going on? You know, he was just making some funny jokes, just being himself, and it was cool. Like, he was just like really like getting into the role of model, and he was looking pretty darn good, y'all. Was it our son? I was like, how old is this guy? I don't think I should be looking at this. Feeling a little inappropriate. But yeah, she also had met with Cynthia later on, and she told Cynthia that she has like big dreams for him. She wants him to do modeling now. That Cynthia kind of mentioned it to him before, but he wasn't really interested. But I guess his mind has changed now that he's taller and he got a nice little body going, and maybe people told him, oh, you should do modeling or whatever. So now he's interested. So she tells Cynthia that she actually wants him to be in Fashion Week, and Cynthia's like, whoa, hold on, slow your roll just a little bit. Like, you gotta creep before you can walk, you know what I mean? Like, that's like the Super Bowl of the fashion world. Like, what are you doing? You have to learn how to walk before you can do anything. Like, you don't even know how to do anything right now. This is the beginning stages. Like, yeah, we can work up to that, but let's see what we can do for right now. But she's willing, she looks like she's willing to work with him and see what she can do with him. Kenya talks to her father about everything that went down with her and Matt, and she actually has him come over to her house. She has her dad come over for a little while. He flew over, and she sets up a meeting so that they would be able to have like a nice little sit down or whatever, like a nice little meeting. But unfortunately, it didn't go out or turn out the way that she kind of wanted it. Like, first it seemed like he wasn't going to come. He sent her 17 messages talking about the reasons why he won't be able to make it. So then Kenya just told her dad, like, can you just call him? And he calls him, and then he ends up actually coming in and sitting down. And he was just saying how he felt like he was being manipulated, because if they're not really together, why do she want him to come over and clean and fix up? And I'm like, damn, is she making you the butler or something? Like, I don't get it. But she said in her commentary, that's not what she really has him come over for. It's like more so come fix what you did type of thing. And she's like, I have people to do cleaning and stuff like that, so that's not why I tell him to come over. So I guess she felt like she had to kind of clarify that. But the father did say that he kind of has to, like, when they was leaving after their little meeting at the cigar bar, he tells him that if it's real, you need to, like, just kind of make it work. And if it's not, then you should just go in your car and just don't look back. And I guess he kind of took that advice, because I don't know if y'all seen, but I seen a picture of him not too long ago, maybe like a week or two, where he was with some other big booty chicks. So I guess he done moved on. He done took daddy's advice. And I seen her put up something about hitting it raw and all kind of stuff on her Instagram, talking about him and how he's trying to mess up her name and all kind of stuff. So I don't know what she was talking about, but I'm like, you did it raw with him? Like, what are you talking about? You know? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Cynthia, she gets great news that her house that she had applied for is approved, so she's gonna get her house by the lake, you know, the dream house, which I was like, you know what, that's really nice, because I would definitely like to have something by water, like nothing that's spooky though. Because you know, sometimes them lake houses, we see in the movies, people that end up killing each other, and they go in the boats, and the killers come in the boats, and all kind of stuff. But no, I want something that's nice, calm, secure, you know, but something where, even if it's like a high-rise over the water. I remember one of my friends had a high-rise over the water. It's just so calming for me. Maybe it's a Pisces thing, you know, water sign. Maybe. Phaedras' assistant calls Candy and tells Candy that she wants to schedule a meeting for her and Phaedra to kind of sit down and talk. And Candy's kind of like, why? You know, but she agrees. They set up a time. But when she was talking to her crew, like, you know, Don Juan and what's her name, Carmen, and Todd, her husband, she's just like, she don't understand, like, why or what they're going to be talking about. It's just odd to her that this is even like going down or whatever. But she was like, either way, it's whatever. And she also had mentioned that it's crazy that Phaedra was telling everybody, oh, that she's not scared, she's not worried about this bomb dude, but yet one of her friends or a mutual friend of this had seen Phaedra with some guy, and she was like, oh, who's that? And she was like, oh, that's her bodyguard. So they're like, either that's her boy toy, or perhaps she actually really is scared, but she's making light of it. So it's one of the two, but either way, she's a liar. We done seen a lot of inconsistencies with Miss Phaedra Parks, I gotta tell you. Well, they do say lawyers are liars, so I guess she got that down pat. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like her, you know, she's really entertaining, she got a whole lot of shade, but she does, from what we've seen, time and time again, a lot of her stories, and she tries to, like, hide stuff, too, that makes her look bad. We've noticed that as well. So, this other Todd, Porsha's boo thing, he's now meeting the family, so it's getting kind of serious. This is for real. But we see what happened with the other guy, so hopefully this turns out better. They kind of give him a little bit of the third degree and ask him a few questions about his intentions and things, and he seems like he's genuine. They ask him about the fact that he already has grown children and how does he feel about, like, starting over. And he was like, he would under the right circumstances. Like, he don't just want to be the sperm donor. I think that's what he's trying to say without saying it and sounding disrespectful. But, you know, if he's with the right woman, he definitely would. And he's not even with the other woman anyway, so it probably would be more of a family-oriented type of thing if she was to be with him. So, you know, I guess we'll see what happens with that. And he ends up saying that he loves her, and she's just, like, blown away by that. She's talking about she's trying to, like, you know, kind of be more so a not my heart is on my sleeve type of person. But it looks like it's working for her. You know, play it a little hard to get. You know, don't give him all your love right away. Like, hold on to a little bit of something. You know, put that wall up a little. And it looks like now things are coming together where he's kind of falling for her before she falls for him. I mean, it could turn into fatal attraction, but hopefully not. Hopefully he stays this way and doesn't become another Mr. Stewart. Later on, Kenya and her dad, like I said, they had met up at the whole bar thing, and that was the scene with Matt. Candy and Phaedra, they had their little meeting. This was like one of the last parts that happened that was like real significant, where it started off really slow. They were looking at each other, and it was just like really awkward to watch in the beginning, but eventually Candy kind of broke that silence and was like, what can I pay the honors, you know, pretty much like, what am I here for? And she starts saying that she didn't really like the things that her mom had said. It was kind of inappropriate for the situation. And it was funny because Candy also brought up the whole bodyguard thing. And she's just like, you know, you're not going to go in on me and my family and all that. And I'm not going to say what I have to say. So what you was talking about, how it wasn't so big, but then you had a bodyguard. She was like, oh, my parents got me a bodyguard because they were nervous. I'm like, but if you told them that it wasn't like that, why would they still be pushing? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like her story don't make sense. So, whatever. Maybe she's trying to defend the guy. Maybe she feels bad for the drama guy. I don't know. But it does seem a little funky style. You know what I mean? So that's what happened with that. And then Candy calls her out saying, because they started talking a little bit about, what's his name? Her husband and everything, and the situation with that. And Candy was like, you sit up here crying to like Nene and other people, but I actually knew the whole situation. Like, you was just counting down days for him to go to jail. You already had somebody, but you never said those things, and you always like crying and asking for a pity party and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you know, Phaedra was tight. She probably tried to get that scene deleted, because you already know how she was going hard. I didn't have a man. No, what are you talking about? Remember, she was defending her name to the fullest, like she would never do something like that. But come to find out, your bestie. That's why I always say, you know, having a best friend is kind of like giving somebody a treasure chest with all your secrets, and giving them the key to it as well, and just saying, hold this down for me. Don't, you know, guard it with your life. Don't let it get away. Put the key in a safe place. But if they want to, whenever they want to, if you mess with them, they got all of that. They got all your secrets in that treasure chest. And they got the key. So they could just open it up and just toss it all over the place. You know, just give out your secrets to the world. So you got to be careful who you F with. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing that I think she kind of like messed up, is that she pretty much messed with her, and now things is coming out. And Candy was like, you know what, before I start saying things and going hard, I'm just gonna get up and leave. And I think that that was nice of her to do, because she probably had a lot more of tea that she could be spilling, and it looks like more tea is gonna be spilled real soon, because like Candy has said, one thing that she doesn't really like about her, which is the reason why they're no longer friends, is that she makes light of situations. And she does do this. She's done it numerous times. She makes light of something when the person's face to face with her. But then once the person is away, she starts talking about them behind their back. She starts talking about them like a dog. And she did the same thing with Kenya back in the day when the whole Apollo Kenya situation was going down. She, like, when Kenya tried to confront her many times, she would just kind of make light of it, or she didn't really say much. But then, like, behind her back is, oh, Kenya's the whore, Kenya's this, Kenya's that. I mean, Kenya did her part in the whole thing, but I'm just saying, like, it's exactly the same kind of scenario that Candy's talking about, where she makes light and then she wants to go hard. Like, she's not going to find out, or she's not going to see you talking about her in the commentary. Or if she's not going to see you talking about her, excuse me, in scenes with other people. So, yeah, she's just getting exposed all around. And I don't know, I just feel like she has this image that she tries to portray to the world, and it's just not genuine. And with people like that, you definitely got to be careful with them, because you can't trust them at the end of the day, because they're liars. But let me know what you guys think about this episode down below. Look forward to reading your comments. Thanks for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.